Hello my dear students, welcome to biology class. So in previous class we discussed about leaf, parts of leaf, types of leaves, arrangement of leaves, senescence of leaf and the function of leaf. Today in this video we will be discussing about the modification of leaves, modification of leaves in insectivorous plants and vegetative propagation in leaves. As we have learnt, the main function of leaves is to manufacture food. But in some plants, leaves are modified to perform special functions. These functions are leaf tendril, leaf spines and scale leaves. So the first modification we are going to discuss is known as the leaf tendrils. Tendrils are nothing but spring-like structures. You can see in the picture the spring-like structure. So these spring type of leaves are very sensitive. They are very sensitive. Once they get any support, they start coiling with that support. So once they will get any support, they will start coiling with that support. So this type of plants, they are mostly having the weak stems. So since the stem is weak, it cannot support its own structure. Okay? Due to the weak stem, it cannot support its own structure. So they require the help of these tendrils which help them in climbing. These tendrils help them in climbing. Otherwise, since they have weak stem, they will be lying on the ground. Some examples of leaf tendrils can be seen in grapevine and pea plants. Now come to the next modification of leaf. So the next type is leaf spines. In this, the leaves are modified into spines. Spines. So what are spines? The spines, they are the hard needle-like structure, and these spines protect the plant from the grazing animals. So in this picture, you can see the spines. They are sharp, needle-like. Hence, the grazing animals, they cannot feed themselves on this type of plants. So its very important function of this type of plant is it reduces transpiration. What do you mean by transpiration? Means the water loss. This type of modification is mostly seen in case of plants which are found in desert areas where there is scarcity of water, or in that area the climate is very dry. See, if there is leaves, there is loss of water, yes or no, due to transpiration. But these leaves, they are transferred into spines. So they wouldn't have stomata for transpiration. Leaves are having stomata, so the leaves convert into spine, so they don't have stomata, so they don't have the transpiration. This is a very important modification of this xerophyte plant. What do you mean by xerophyte plant? The plants which grow in desert area or dry area. So for example, the desert plants like cactus and prickly pear are the two examples of the modification of spine plants. Next come to the scale leaves. So this type of leaves modification can undergo in storage of food. So very common example of this type of modification is the onion. So here food is stored in the leaves. Here the leaves become fleshy and juicy due to the storage of water and food materials in it. Now let's demonstrate the modification of leaves. Here two modifications of leaves are shown. One in the form of spine and the another one is in the form of scale. Now this is the cactus, and you can see the small spines are also there. Actually these spines are the modified leaves, and this portion is the stem. You can see this portion is the stem. So the spines in this plant prevents water loss and also protects the plant from the grazing animals. Okay, the stem is here to store the water. The stem here, it stores water inside it. Okay, so when we try to break it, when you try to break it from inside, the downward portion, see, in this downward portion you can see here some fleshy, okay, you can see some fleshy one, a lot of liquid or water filled inside it. You can see some juicy like substance is there. Okay, so now next we'll move to the next modification of leaf. Now you can see this is the scale of leaves. Actually these all are the scale leaves. Okay, this portion inside it stores food, and they are having the scales which are the modified leaves. See, these are the scales. You can see easily it. Okay, it is the outermost layer present. So now next come to the another modification. Now children, so here you see one fruit is also shown here, and around this you can see that a thread like structure also. Okay, so the thread like structure or the spiral is the leaf tendril. It is called leaf tendril. Actually here it is supposed to be a leaf. This tendril supposed to be a leaf, but due to some reason, to do their special work, that is for supporting the plant, okay, these leaves are modified and turned into the leaf tendril. Understood? That is why you can see it coil around the fruit also. Okay, you can see it's coil around the fruit also. You can see different tendrils are there. Every place they are having tendrils. What did they do? They support the plant. Okay, they support the plant. So the next type of modification of leaves in insectivorous plants, that is modification is leaf bladder. In this type of modification are mostly found in some of the insectivorous plants. The insectivorous plants are generally present in areas where soil is not rich in nutrition. Thus, they get their food by digesting insects caught in a trap formed by the modified leaves. So these plants can eat insects, right? So these types of plants, leaves modified into bladder-like structure. You can see in this picture the plant like a bladder or a container. So the plant also have a lid in it also. Okay, and the very interesting mechanism of this plant is it can catch the insect. So what happens? Whenever an insect comes and sit on the surface of the bladder, it can sense, and it is very sensitive, and the lids get covered. So once the lid get covered, its digestive enzymes are secreted inside the surface of the bladder and digest the insects. Some examples are bladderwort and pitcher plants. The next common one type of plant is Venus fly trap. In this plant, each leaf has pointed hairs on its edges, and the lamina is divided into two parts, and midrib acts as a hinge. Hinge, you know, previous class you learned, hinge is present on the door. It helps to open and close movement of the door. Like that, it has a hinge. When an insect is caught, the leaf closes and secretes digestive juice to digest. So this is also a insectivorous plant known as bladderwort. In this plant, the leaves are highly segmented. Some of these segments form bladders. Each bladder is a hollow chamber having an opening, and this opening has a trap door which allows only the small flies to enter it. So once they enter, cannot come out and are digested inside it. Now let's have a discuss about the vegetative propagation in leaves. Vegetative propagation is a mode of asexual reproduction. The vegetative parts of the plants like leaf, fruits and stems give rise to a new individual. The vegetative propagation by leaves occur in plants like Bryophyllum. So have you seen this type of plants? You may find in your surroundings like these plants. So in this picture you can see also in Bryophyllum buds are present in the notches on the margin of leaves, and the plantlets develop from the buds. They get detached from the parent plant and develop into a new plants. Even if a leaf falls on moist soil also, the buds develop into a new plantlets. So this is all about the vegetative propagation in leaves. Now in your books some activities are there. Already most of the activities practically I shown to you. You have watched in my videos. So you also try to do the activities at home. Okay, bring the leaves and try to do the activities, all the activities. That's all for today, my dear students. We will meet soon in next class in new topic. So read the book again and again, go through the book, try to understand everything clearly. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.